After 15 weeks of racing, it has finally came down to the final 4 drivers here tonight at Phoenix. Patrick Day, Timmy Lewis, Hunter Lagoons, and Johnny Evans has proved themselves this season to be here tonight to race for this championship. It's been a season filled of competitive racing and a touch of aggression. New rivalries have formed, and new drivers in the series have had a good taste of a reality check to show them that this series is for real. We saw 8 different winners this season, 6 from the past season drivers and 2 of the new drivers. But it's not too late to add another winner tonight, as we still have several drivers that are still yet to get that victory. Man, we have a great show tonight for the final round here at Phoenix. It's Welcome to the Countdown to Green and the final Countdown to Green show presented by John Betlam and Game Day Rally Gear. Alongside me tonight, I have the 3-time winner in the series, Patrick Day. And you also have the owner and operator of Miller Time Motorsports, Chris Miller. Guys, it seems like just the other day, we were starting the very first race at Daytona. 15 weeks went by quick. Here we are on the 16th week of racing. Are we ready for this final race here at Phoenix?
Yeah, I'm ready. It's going to be a good one. Short track racing. And NASCAR's behind, right? Mile track. Me and Grant wouldn't consider it short track. We like the half miles, but there you go. But no, it's going to be a great race. Yeah. 16th week already. It's crazy. It flew by. Can't believe it. We're already in plans for next season already. So, but yeah, got to get this one done and over with tonight. It's going to be exciting and definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, good evening, guys. And it is crazy that we're here at already race 16. We started approximately 20 weeks ago. You look at that start and you're like, oh my gosh, this is every Wednesday for the next, 20 weeks or so with the breaks in there. And, here we are, and it flew by. And, this is the first season that we've ran this format. And we're going to talk a lot about it, but I think it really panned out to be pretty exciting. And just to see that last race come down between Nick Galusha and Hunter Lagoons there at the end, that was pretty awesome, and Hunter clinched his way in. But did you guys know also, though, that the top 4 drivers, or the 4 drivers that made the finals here, are also the top 4 drivers in the standings when we went to the playoffs or when we came out of the regular season? So that's pretty exciting, too. It didn't always pan out that way. I think, Nick Galusha and Paul Fly just missed getting into this championship, and, they started off tied for 8th going into the playoffs. So they made their way up, came up just a little bit short, but been an exciting year. And, like Patrick mentioned, we're already in the works for season 3, and that's going to be even a better one.
Yeah, and you talk about these drivers that made the playoffs, some of them that just made the playoffs. That was a huge accomplishment. I can't say it, can't get it out. You know what it meant, but we're trying here. But like Byron Gay, who would have thought that he would have even made the playoffs? And here he makes the playoffs. Sean Smith, he gets a win on this season. There was a lot of moments throughout the season that was shocking to me to see. But let's talk a little bit more about that here in just a minute. But let's go back to that very last race that we was at Nashville. And Chris, you kind of pinpointed on it, and that was a wild finish there as Nick Galusha needed the win to get in. Hunter Lagoons needed a win to get in. Like, there was a lot on the lines there, and Nick Galusha was dominant out front and looked to potentially seal this one. And late in that, Hunter Lagoons shows up when it matters the most with about a lap and a half to go. Gets to the back bumper, gets the move. He passes Nick Galusha. And man, can you imagine knowing that you came up that short to potentially getting yourself in the round of 4 when he was a driver that won season 1? You know, he was looking to try to get season 2. He's not now. We will see a brand new season champion. And that is going to go between the 4 drivers we mentioned to you on the opening of this segment. But last race, Hunter Lagoons gets that win. Nick Galusha comes up second, heartbreaking second. Johnny Evans comes home third. Strong finish for him. Paul Fly comes home in the 4th position. Derek Roffling gets himself the top 5 in that 5th position. Looked really good. Kyle Smith runs 6th in that, and Timmy Lewis 7th. But he is a playoff driver for the final round here. Grant Clark there, he finishes in the 8th position. Sean Smith, the 9th position. Logan Coe was the last driver inside the top 10. Paul Negus, he was 11th. Patrick Day finished in the 12th position. Not by not running well. He ran very, very well. Mistakes in pit road. Probably cost him the win here. You could have been maybe talking about a 4-time winner in the series, but made a mistake on pit road, and he rounds out in that 12th position. 1 lap down. Robert Smith, 13th position. 14th was Dalton Dunk. 15th was Daniel Quigley. 16th was Michael Timmerman. 17th was Byron Gay. 18th there was Chris Miller. Tanner Marr. 19th, Ryan Palmer. 20th position. He was a playoff driver. Was fast out there. He was running that 2nd position. He was catching Nick Galusha. And we had some contact there with Frank Klein. And we'll talk to Chris here in a little bit about that. Steve Miller finishes in the 21st position. Then Frank Klein there in the 22nd position. So a little bit more there, Chris. I'll let you speak on behalf of Ryan Palmer there. Ryan Palmer was having probably one of the better races at a track like this. Like he won at Daytona. Okay, he made the playoffs. Now he's trying to get himself into the Final 4, and he had a fast car early in on this race. He was in second. He was catching Nick Galusha on those longer runs. Maybe had a truck to win, but gets taken out by a lap car there by Frank Klein. So what was the ruling there? What did we find was going on there during that issue with Ryan Palmer and Frank Klein?
Yeah, I mean, it's very unfortunate for Ryan Palmer, who had himself in really good position at Phoenix here. Of course, we look at all scenarios throughout every week, but I made it very clear throughout the playoffs that we have to be really cautious about, running these guys, wrecking these guys. Not that I don't want people racing them. I don't want people, causing a senseless accident. And really, when it come down to it, I tried to defend Frank as much as I could. We all reviewed it, but it really come down to, yes, he had a damaged car because he had some damage from an incident with my brother Steve just like a lap before that. You can see that he doesn't have real good control of his vehicle in turns 3 and 4, but he makes no attempt to get to pit lane in turn 4, and then in the tri-oval, I'm not real sure what he was doing there, but just comes down the track, whether he was trying to get to the low side or what, and just didn't see Ryan. But obviously, when you replay it, it just looks like there was obvious time that he didn't have to just do that at that point. He has a little bit more control of his vehicle than what it shows. So whether he just didn't see him or what, we feel like it was somewhat intentional. It did ruin Ryan's night. He has also, Frank, we've been in touch with Frank. So Frank has, said that it wasn't intentional. But we have suspended him for the final race. We just don't want any future incidents with him. And we'll review whether he will be invited back for season 3 or not.
Yeah, I remember whenever I seen it live when it was going on, because Ryan Palmer was fast and he was getting airtime. Those guys is up front, you're going to get airtime. And when we seen that, we was like, wow, that looked really intentional. Like, there's just no need to come down like that. I didn't understand it. So yes, misfortune there for Ryan Palmer to not potentially get himself into the Final 4 here. But I imagine for Ryan Palmer, this was a successful season for him. Comes up just short here to make the final round here at Phoenix, and I imagine he's eager to get back. You know, he's had some up and down this season. We've talked about that on this show. But another thing I want to talk about, and we got to talk to Patrick Day here, and I've got two things for you, Patrick. One is, it was almost like deja vu the last time we was here at Nashville, where we see a caution on the very first lap, very first turn, and we don't see a caution the rest of the way. So it's green flag all the way, which it typically is favoring one like you, Patrick, that is very good on long runs. But a rare mistake on pit road. Take us back through that.
Yeah, I mean, me and I think it was the second it was the second fuel run that we were in. I decided to divide my race up in the thirds evenly, so that means 50 lap runs, right? You could go 61 or 62 laps, I think it was, on fuel, but I decided to do 50 lap runs. But that second run, Hunter and I were right there together, just biding our time, taking care of our tires. We were pulling guys in at the end of that run. I said I was going to pit, let Hunter know he was coming in right behind me. Whatever happened, I paid a little bit too much attention in my mirror and thought that he was going to get into my rear, and I was trying to give him a little bit of room. I probably went about 2 miles per hour over getting into the pit lane there, and that caused the black flag. 40-second hold at that point, and that just ruined my night. The only hope I had at that point was a late caution. And this track, the way it races, it doesn't give that late in a race. So, I was the fastest a lap down there. And it's kind of cool to know that, had I got my pit stop right, I'd have been right there with Hunter at the end of that race, and who knows what could have happened. But luckily I had enough points to get myself into the final four here, and so it would have been really bad if I was on the bubble and I did that, right? It would just ruin my season. But yeah, rare instance, but you learn from it, and I'll be careful from here on out.
Yeah, and so the big thing here is the fact that if that didn't happen, been you and Hunter here battling for the race lead off of Nick Galusha here. If you would have won at Nashville, would have gave you 4 wins on the season. Ultimately, would have changed the drivers who was actually in the playoffs here in the Final Four.
I'm not sure about that. Wasn't Hunter in 4th place going into the final race?
He was tied with Paul Fly.
Right.
So if he would have,
he just had to finish in front of Paul, and so if I would have won,
you were already clinched. I don't know
exactly right. So if I would have won, Timmy would have won, or who was in 3rd place at the time?
Evans.
If Evans would have won, right?
Johnny
Any of all 3 of us would have won, and Hunter beat Paul and Nick, he would have been in. Right? But it would have been a lot closer, right? If I would have been in there. So, but
sure,
it was still close.
yeah.
So it's gonna be wild tonight here at Phoenix.
Highest place final 4 wins it.
Yeah. I mean, it's wild because you got 4 really, really good drivers here.
Yes.
And they all have different driving styles, right? Y'all do. I mean, y'all don't drive the same. Patrick, you're way conservative versus probably any of those. You're the most conservative driver, probably, if I was to look at you. You got Hunter Lagoons that just he's new into the series. He doesn't know anything. He's just going after it. He's just having fun. He's young. You got Timmy Lewis he knows when to be fast. He knows when to conserve too.
Yep.
So he's different. You got Johnny Evans that we all know he can be super fast. He doesn't have a high I rating for nothing. He knows how to win.
Hero or zero with Johnny.
Hero or zero. You're 100% right. So what kind of Johnny do you get tonight? Right. When it's all on the line. And we said that last week when we was talking about Hunter Lagoons. When everything's on the line, and Hunter Lagoons hasn't had it on the line that much. When it's all on the line, what matters? And he came out and he won. Keep an eye on this young gun.
Yeah.
He's new into the series. Did we see somebody new into the series take home a championship? Wow.
Gotta give a shout out to Nick, though. I mean, he did everything he had to do to win that race, right? Hunter was just better at conservative tires there at the end. The reason that Nick hit the wall coming off of 4 was just he just had worn that right front out, right, and is just pushing so hard to try to stay in front. But kudos on him, man. Our champion from last season, I know he wanted to be in there, in the Final Four and run for the championship this season. But I tell you what, it's pretty cool that we have the league we do with the drivers we do, that we actually have 4 guys that are battling for the championship that don't have one yet, right?
Yeah. Wild. And it's amazing. It really is. It's, and when you look at those that's in the final here, you've got 2 drivers that's won 3 and 2 drivers that's won 2. So y'all know how to win. So we expect you all to be up there, and it could be a dogfight at the end of this one. It's going to be fun. Hey, let's step away for a quick commercial break. We want to get our sponsors in there, and we can't thank those sponsors enough. All season long, John Betlam, Game Day Rally Gear.
When it comes to heating and cooling, at John Betlam, we promise to take the utmost care. We'll make sure your repair is done right and any new installation is perfect. It's how we've done business since 1941. Our customers, you, are our priority. And when you need us, we're ready to help. It's our promise. So that's why there's something important that you should know. Did you know there are 2 heating and cooling companies here in Rochester that share a similar name? Betlam. And that's confusing. So make sure when you search for us online, you look for John Betlam. It's easy to confuse, so whenever you need us, be sure to search for and call John Betlam. Because it's my grandfather, John Betlam, who taught us to work hard, do a great job, and take care of all of our customers. And of course, there's only one phone number you'll ever need to remember.
Call 271-8888, John Betlam Heating and Cooling.
All right, welcome back. All right, so before we go any further, I want to give you guys the opportunity to talk a little bit more. One final remark. This is our last Countdown to Green show for season 2. Wow, as it went by quick. But I want one last remark from you guys on the season that we've had versus what we've seen in season 1. What are some of the things that you really liked, or what are some of the big highlight moments? What is the takeaways from season 2?
Well, for me, definitely the full-length races compared to the restricted ones we had last season. That brought a whole different driving style and allowed drivers from all different types of styles to flourish, right? So that the restricted number of tire changes that helped out. I think we've really come along as a group of drivers here. We started out, a few races were really rough at the beginning of the season as far as cautions go, but here the last half of the season I think has been really excellent as far as just good hard racing. A few cautions of course, but we really held them down and had some really good races here. So I'm proud of everybody that's been here this season, and hope they come back next season for bigger and better things.
Yeah, I think you hit it with the full race length, or the full length races. That was key. The no fast repairs, that's really cleaned up the racing. I mean, we could go back to the beginning of the season, and we could look at, after Daytona, we could look at Las Vegas, and then we had Bristol, and we could say, wow, let's bring back or I don't know what we wanted to do at that point. We had just so many cautions, even though we didn't even have any fast repairs. So, but as the season went on, especially in the playoffs, the racing was so clean in the playoffs. And even into that last race, where Nick Galusha has to win, Hunter Lagoons has to win to make the final. They both raced each other clean in the final 2 laps to end that race. And that just sums up the season. I think it's been very competitive. I mean, it come down to just those last couple laps, and Paul Fly was right there in the mix too. And here we are at the season finale. I do believe that we have the best 4 drivers in the final for this season anyway. I mean, you look at the stats, you can look at the playoffs coming in. It was these 4 drivers. And you already mentioned that any one of these drivers could win at Phoenix, and I expected all of them to be up front. Um, and it could come down to the final lap, final turn at this, and we'll see if it gets raced clean or not. I don't know. When you got the championship on the line, I might give them a little bit more of a bump. But, and then, so it's been a great season overall. Very few issues that we've had to deal with, but we've got season 3 coming up in October. Few minor rule changes that we're going to go through. We've already got at least 17 of the current drivers committed to coming back next season, so we're off to a good start. And we'll recruit a few new drivers and get up to that car count of 35, and we'll see what season 3 brings. But looking forward to it. And it won't be just a 1 race final. It will be a 2 race final. So that's a little bit of a change that we're doing, and we will add 1 race to the season, so it'll be 17 instead of 16. So we're excited. I know we are as a group. Hopefully the drivers are. I think as the league's progressed over a few seasons, we've really done well with it, and I think the drivers appreciate it.
We'll deep dive in a little bit more, just a little segment of what season 3 is going to look like. But my memorable moments, man, there's been so many. The one thing I really enjoy and what I've been noticing, and I think it will continue in season 3, is these young guns. That's what I'm going to call them. The young guns that come into the season that hasn't raced around any of these guys. They cause the feud, and I like it. It's not that they may be doing anything wrong. It's just they're running up front where they're not supposed to be running up front. They're the young guns. Like, get out of here. Like, the old veterans of the series, they're the ones that's supposed to be running up front. So I really enjoyed watching PJ Popham this year and the free feuds that started out of that. Season 1, we had that same thing with Kyle Wellman. Who will we have in season 3? There's going to be somebody that's going to come in here that's going to race up front with some of these guys and maybe brush some elbows up with some of the other ones, and he's not going to like it too much, and we're going to have some hotheads out there, and that's what makes it fun, makes it exciting. So that was a memorable moment. Last race was a very memorable moment coming into the playoffs. I think the playoff system has been absolutely great for the viewers and the fans watching. As drivers, you probably don't like it if you're an old school person and like yeah. I mean, I'm kind of the same way, but I mean, as far as viewership goes and the building up of intensities, it really, really is must-see TV. And I think that's why NASCAR tried to adapt it and go with it. So let's go into season 3 just a little bit, Chris. I want you to explain some of these tracks that we'd be going to, maybe some decisions upon why we're going to some of these places, and maybe why there's some places that we're not going to that you're not seeing on the schedule that maybe you've seen in the past seasons.
All right, so the regular season will start on October the 8th, which is 1 day earlier than it was this season. We started on October the 9th, so it should be the same week. It will run through, like I said, it does run through, I think, February 25th, I believe. So we got 1 extra week. Like I mentioned, hopefully that doesn't affect our guys that have real racing going on, but we wanted 2 races there at the end. So the regular season will be 10 races. Looking at those tracks, we start off with Daytona just like we did this last season, and then it changes up a little bit. We go to Michigan, which is usually a driver-friendly track. It's some of our best racing that we've seen over the last couple of seasons. We go there. And we are changing up the tire sets a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to go through all of that right now, but we're not just going to have 4 at every track. Some of that's going to vary. But then we go to Rockingham. We went there this last season. It actually provided really good racing. So we will go back there for our 3rd race. Homestead's a new one. We've went there in the past. Usually pretty clean racing. So that is our 4th race. And then we've got Gateway. That's a new track for us. It's a new track for a lot of us anyway. We've never really raced that at Miller Time. I can say we never have because I don't even own the track. So that will be new for us. But we had to eliminate We went with different short tracks. It's not the shortest track of all, but we wanted to try to clean up a little bit of the racing. You know, Bristol was a nightmare last season. It was the season before the broadcast, so we did eliminate Bristol from it. But at sixth race, we go to Atlanta. We didn't have Atlanta on the race or on the schedule this last year, but again, it's a restrictor plate, but it's also a good mix and usually a little bit cleaner racing too, as far as restrictor plate racing. But we did put the road course Watkins Glen back in. That's our seventh race in the regular season. That was pretty good for us. Actually, it worked out a lot better than we thought. So we do have that back. IRP, Indianapolis Raceway Park, is a new one for us. But again, a smaller track. We think it's a little bit easier to drive. But we will go there on the eighth race. Kentucky provided good racing in the playoffs, so we did put that in the season. It is in the regular season on the ninth race, and then Darlington again. We finished at Darlington in the regular season this last season. We will go back there to finish again. That was a great finish to the regular season, so we are going there. So then looking at the playoffs again, we'll take Christmas break, come back after the new year, start the playoffs. We'll have 3 races before we eliminate 4 drivers, and those 3 races will be Charlotte, Talladega, and Iowa in that order. We had Iowa in the playoffs this last season, along with Talladega. Worked out good. That restrictor plate won in the first round anyway, where it's not too deciding factor on who gets in somewhere. But Charlotte's a new track we haven't went to for a while. But like I said, after those, we eliminate those 4 drivers and down to 8. So then we'll go starting on January 28th of next year. We'll have 8 drivers. We will go to Auto Club. Again, we're hoping the result from that is like a Michigan race, which is our second race of the season. So we'll go there, and then we'll go to Nashville, just as we just came from Nashville. Great racing there. So we see those 2 races, and then we eliminate 4 more drivers before we go to the final, where we will go back to Vegas, and hopefully it provides a little bit cleaner racing than we've seen in race 2 of this last season, and then Phoenix. So for the season finale, just like this season. So one thing we are doing with the points, we are changing up the points a little bit to where the first place guy will get 40 championship points. Second will get 37. This last season, they actually got 35. And then third will get 35, where this last season they got 34, and then fourth is 33, and that's what they were already at before. So from that on down, it's the same amount of points. So that should keep it a little bit closer during the regular season, or at least awards the guy that gets second a little bit more than the rest of the field. So not a ton of changes coming. We're still going to be running the trucks. But we are probably going to send out a Google form after this season's over, just kind of ask people what they liked, what they didn't like, just to get some opinions. We're always looking for opinions. I mean, this league's only as successful as the drivers in it, so it's their league as much as it's mine, and I definitely want their opinions. So, but we're looking forward to it. Like I said, Ryan, you'll still be doing the broadcast, and I'm sure all the guys will appreciate that.
Yeah, it's
So
going
the
to be...
one thing I wanted to say, Ryan, before you continue, the reason the 2 races in the final round, fellas, is because we're changing it up a little bit. So it's not going to be the highest. We're gonna zero out the final 4 guys, so they're all going to start on an even playing field. But your final 2 races, the champion's going to be based on points. The final 2 races, as opposed to the highest finisher in a single race.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, Chris. I'm excited for season 3 already, and that's where our minds is kind of already kind of shifted there towards late in this Countdown to Green show, because, guys are wanting to know, are we going to be back? And that answer is yes. We are going to be back, 100%. We are going to be back, and drivers are already saying that they're coming back. 17 drivers already confirmed that they're coming back, and, well, you're going to have some new guns in there. The young guns. New guns. New and young, probably, or new and old. It's hard to tell. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm excited. And it seems like it always takes a long time to get there, but then it just kind of creeps up on us, and it's there and it's ready to go. A lot of people have a lot of things going on in the summertime, and that's why we don't really do it. But yeah, it comes around before we know it, and we'll probably look at somewhere around in September. We'll release that date over on the Tarmac Esports Facebook page. But we'll have a kind of a reveal or a hype kind of to the season show that we'll put on. You'll see an all new look and feel of the Countdown of Green. So what you see here will change, of course, as we do every season. We change everything up and make it just brand new for you guys. And so that's what we're hoping to do. And with the Google Forms, get those filled out for us. I'll probably have Chris add some things on there from the broadcast as well. I'll be sending him some information, get some feedback from you guys as well to see some things that you may want to add to the broadcast or take away from the broadcast. And like I've always said, and I've said in this show, we can't do it without some of these sponsors that are down here. John Betlam's been a big part of being a main sponsor, and we can't appreciate them enough and hope to have them on board again next season. All right, so guys, it is time for our final picks of this season. This is the final season of season 2 before we kick it over to season 3. We got one final race to settle. What's the points look like? Y'all know?
Close. Very close.
Very close.
Very, very close. It's heated. That's for sure. It's close, just like how it is for the Final Four. It's that close. And so, any one of us could win here. It all matters who we have here in the top 3. What are we thinking here? It's Chris's time to be queued up, but Patrick, you've got your chance to guess it right once again, like you've done all season long. What does Chris have here in the number 3 spot?
I've got two guys in mind. I'm going to go with my gut instinct here and say he's going to say Johnny Evans in 3rd place here.
Good pick. No, I went with Hunter Lagoons. I can't tell you whether I think he's going to be the champion or not, but I have him there in 3rd. In his interview, I think he's going to be pretty confident here. I think that victory last week was a big boost. I think a lot of us, if we had to re-pick our championship drivers or even had a championship driver, he would have definitely been one of them that we would have picked. Patrick, I would have still kept with you, so you got to go out there and win that. But yes, I've got Hunter here in 3rd.
Good pick.
Okay. All right. Chris? What's Patrick thinking here? Imagine he's probably hoping that it's, not one of his top 4, or top 3, I should say, because he's one of the 4. He's probably hoping that they're back in the back. Get away from me.
It's gonna be interesting here, Ryan, because this is the championship race.
Yeah.
He pick himself first.
Yeah.
He pick himself first.
Right.
He doesn't pick himself, but come on, it's the championship race.
Might jinx himself.
I think he went with.
I will not jinx. I will tell you right now, I will not jinx myself. So I have a feeling.
Wow.
I have a feeling there's going to be probably at least 2 picks on this board that I'll be getting wrong.
Okay. So, he's not picking himself. He told us so.
No, I will not. I learned last season from from New Hampshire that I thought I had that race won, right, and I get DQ'd out of it. So there you go.
Okay, so Brian, I've got Patrick finishing in 4th, and he's still your champion.
Okay.
He's got Paul Fly here in 3rd. It's not going to be any of these top 4 guys in the top 3.
No, he hit it early there, but no, so championship race from last season. Now we went there. It was Nashville last week, right? But the championship race, we had 3 drivers that were like 1 point away from each other. And what happens in that race? They finish 1, 2, 3. So yes, Timmy Lewis in 3rd place here. I think he's going to run really well. I don't think he's going to have the quickest car at the end here, so we'll see. But I think he finishes well in third place.
Timmy Lewis there in the third position. Could third place be enough for one of the top 4 drivers to win the championship? Wow. Anyone venture to guess on that one without giving your picks away? Or are you just plead the fifth there?
I'm going to play the fifth.
Plead the fifth.
All right. All right, guys, what do I have here at my number 3 pick?
Oh. You see him? I don't know if you're thinking like me or if you're just going to go hog different, knowing how we were going to pick and be like, look, I need points. I need to go totally off the reservation here. And I'm going to say you're going to go off the reservation. I'm going to say you're going to say Nick Galusha is going to finish here. He's got momentum, and he's going to finish well in third place here.
Nick Galusha. Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to say Johnny Evans.
Johnny Evans. Okay. Wouldn't be a really good countdown to green session, especially our last show, if Patrick Day didn't get one right, and he's got this one right. Nick Galusha there in the third spot. He's been running well, and he's going to run well here. He's going to be my third place driver tonight. All right.
Good pick. Good pick.
Here we go. Number 2 spot. We're getting close. These top 4 drivers are eager to see what's underneath these cards. Patrick, what's Chris at?
Well, I mean, he picked the guy in third that I thought he was going to pick in second. Who does he have beating Hunter here? Like I said, I don't pick myself. I'm going to say Johnny Evans in second spot here for him.
Good pick, good pick. No, Patrick, I have you here. Not telling you whether it's enough for the championship or not, but I think you're going to run strong. Phoenix is a very good track for you, I believe. So I think these championship 4 got their work cut out for them. But yeah, good luck tonight.
Appreciate it.
24. Would it be enough? Second place. We're leaving it up to somebody to sneak in there and get that win. And she would be over for Patrick Day. A second would be heartbreaking. It would be, well, like season 1 when you lost by that much by Paul Fly. But worse.
I tell you what, finishing second place to this caliber of field, I'll be happy with the second.
We'll talk to you after the show and find out about that. All right, Chris, what does Patrick have here in his number 2 spot?
I gave you a hint when we were talking about my number 3 pick.
Oh, see, I didn't catch on to it.
Last race, last season.
See, I don't remember that enough. I'm gonna go with Paul Fly.
That's a good pick. But you know, I see the rat bastards driving interference for a couple of their teammates there that are in the final 4, right? So I think that their teammates there are going to finish higher than them. No, I chose Johnny Evans here. Excuse me, Hunter Lagoons. I just gave away something. No, Hunter Lagoons here. He's going to run well. So yeah, it's going to be a tight race. Like I said, it's going to be similar to last year's final race. Everybody's going to be running hard for that spot. So here we go.
I should have put that card up early so you had something to look at whenever I was displaying it there. But all right, My number 2 pick here, what do I have?
I'm going to say Hunter Lagoons. You got to have him in your top 3 somewhere.
Yeah, I believe you do too. But Derek Rothman here.
Oh.
Dick Rompling! Is he there? No,
Nope.
but Patrick got it right again. Hunter Lagoon is there in the number 2 spot. Yeah, I think he's going to be pretty quick here too. Come up just short on the win. It's going to be close though. I think it's going to be a really close finish. Don't know if he wins the championship or not. Can't give that one away without giving away potentially what's up the board here, so we'll reserve that. All right. This is it. Number 1 spot, the final time for this season. Who is going to win tonight at Phoenix? And if you flip over a card as one of our top 4 drivers, they're going to be a champion. Patrick, what is Chris thinking?
Man. It seems like he's almost doing what I'm doing, so I'm going to go out on a limb here and say he's going to say Timmy Lewis here.
Good pick. I'm going to tell you what. His teammate, Nick DeLucia, is going to show that he deserves to be on this championship stage with you guys tonight. He was last season's champion. He's still searching for that first victory this season. And he wants to go out on a... he was this close last week or 2 weeks ago. He's going to get his victory. Nick DeLucia is going to come home in first. Patrick, I picked you to be the champion at the beginning of the season. You're going to come out in second. You're still going to be that champion. And then I'm going to win these points over here, too.
I hear you. Good pick. Good pick. Go get it, Nick.
Yeah. All right. Nick DeLucia looking for his first win of the season. Unfortunately, not going to be for championship. And man, that would sting even worse if he wins. Because, man, 2 weeks ago, if I could have just held on for another lap and a half, I would have been Season 2 champion. But I wasn't able to do it.
Well, maybe in the offseason he'll work on saving his tires.
Maybe. Maybe. All right. Chris, what does Patrick have here in his number 1 spot?
Well, I think he already gave it away, but I think that was also your championship pick for your driver, or your driver pick for your championship. So, I mean, Patrick needs Johnny to come out here on top as much as he's not rooting for him, and I'm sure, but to win these points, which means nothing to Patrick as much as that championship does. Because, see, this means a lot to me because I can't win a truck championship out there. So, hopefully I can win these. But, yep, Johnny Evans, you got him there.
Yeah. Johnny Evans, by all means, my championship pick. I got to pick him for the final race in the Final Four as my champion. So, yeah, I see the teammates of all these teams carefully running interference. Hopefully they don't do anything egregious, right? But, just make it a little bit harder for that guy running against their teammate to pass or something of that sort, right? So, I think it's going to play out similar to the last race last season. I think all 4 of us championship contenders are going to be battling up there for this win in this race, and we'll see what happens.
Wow. So there it is. Chris thinks that Patrick Day is going to win the championship by finishing second. Patrick Day thinks that Johnny Evans is going to win the championship by winning this race. What do I think, guys?
Honestly, I don't pick myself, so I'll just leave it at that. That's who I think you got, not myself.
Okay.
I think you either have Patrick or Timmy, but I think I'm gonna roll with Timmy here.
Okay, Patrick or Timmy. So no new driver here.
No, again, I explained my reasoning. I mean, you could think there's going to be a new driver, but I like I said, I think the teams are going to be helping these four so much that these are going to be the four that are going to be up at the front at the end of the race.
There is a guy out there that is very eager to get a win, though, that is not of a teammate of these that you're forgetting. Derek Roffling is very much wanting a win, and he would love to go out on top because he has not had the season that he should have had. Like, he is good enough to be in these playoffs.
By all means, yes. Yep. I'm not sure how good he is at Phoenix. My mind might change for next season after tonight's races. We'll see.
Guys, I didn't go with Derek here. As much as I would love to put Derek here and get the win for Miller Time Motorsports to close out the season, I don't think he's going to get it done. The driver that I picked here in first is a driver that I don't think, I would have to go back, but I don't think that I've picked him in my number one spot this year. Which is kind of surprising that I haven't. I haven't been real high on him. But he's kind of impressed me a little bit by how he's been driving throughout this playoff season. And, well, I'm going to go with what Chris said down there. And I think Timmy Lewis is going to get the victory and snatch the championship near his belt. Timmy Lewis is my pick to win here. So we've got 3 different winners. We have 3 different champions coming out of this one. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yep. Woo. Timmy Lewis 2 times on the board. Hunter Lagoons 3 times on the board. Nick Galusha 2 times on the board. We're pretty much in consensus here how we think it's going to come out, right?
Going to be wild, guys.
Yep.
Guys, thank you all for tuning in and watching us over here on the Tarmac Esports Countdown to Green session. Thank you for watching this final race at Phoenix. It's going to be fun, but we'll be back on Season 3 in the fall time. We can't wait to get back to you on the Countdown to Green session. You'll have us all back. Patrick Day and Chris Miller will be back. But right now, it's green flag time at Phoenix for the final round.
Thanks, guys. See you on the track.
Rookie or veteran, no matter how long you've been coming to this event, there are butterflies. There have to be.
The biggest race of your career, one of the biggest races in the world. I guarantee you there's a lot of butterflies.
For white flag in the Daytona 500. It's time to get busy. Horrific crash on the final lap of the Daytona 500. Hell yeah!
A second time, the Daytona 500 goes to Jimmy Johnson.
I don't mind you just won the 500.
Kurt Busch wins the Daytona 500. Denny Hamlin wins his second Daytona 500 and wins it. Coach Gibbs.
It all comes down tonight. The Final Four has finally arrived, and it's right here at Phoenix for the final round. We've got 4 drivers that are trying to win this championship and be crowned Season 2 Tarmac Esports Truck Series champion. Yeah, Timmy Lewis, Patrick Day, Johnny Evans, and Hunter Lagoons that has weathered the storm throughout this long season. And it's one of those 4 that will capture the championship tonight, and we'll have that here all night long. I'll be your host, Ryan Griffith, and I do have to say thank you for tuning in once again for another round here of the Tarmac Esports Truck Series. And If you've stuck with us the entire time over here on the YouTube, we greatly appreciate that. We greatly appreciate our sponsors, John Betlam Heating and Cooling, and also Game Day Rally Gear for their sponsorships. They are what kind of helps put this project together, and we're able to stream this for you live right here on the YouTube channel. Like we talked, Timmy Lewis, Patrick Day, Johnny Evans, and Hunter Lagoons. Those are your 4 drivers that you will be paying close attention to if you're wanting one of those drivers to win the championship. They all come in even playing field. So it's highest finishing position. That is who's going to take home this championship. So Timmy Lewis, Patrick Day, Johnny Evans, and Hunter Lagoons is the guys that you want to take a look at throughout this field. We do have, looks like 17, 18, 19 or so. 18 cars, 18 trucks that have entered the pits tonight. So a little drop off on the final round here. But we'll take a look at the times since they're out there qualifying right now. And there's what it kind of looks like. You got Timmy Lewis currently the fastest out there out of 13 drivers that have taken time. We're still got a couple more down here. Chris Miller, Hunter Lagoon, Steve Miller, Grant Clark, and Paul Fly still yet to take time. So this could change this leaderboard as we approach about 1 minute and 20 seconds left until we get started. Once again, we cannot thank these sponsors enough all season long. John Betlam Heating and Cooling. You've seen their commercials. You should know it by heart by now. John Betlam being a proud sponsor of the Tarmac Esports Truck Series, and if it wasn't for them, this broadcast would not be possible without them. So we greatly, greatly appreciate them. And also Game Day Rally Gear, a big-time sponsor for the broadcast as well. So these sponsorships, thank them. Go thank them personally if you're able to, or you know them directly. Thank them for their sponsorship and be able to cover the event tonight. So we are looking at some different cameras tonight is what we're going to try to do. We've got a couple different views, so that'll be a different thing that you'll get to see tonight. And as we get kind of geared up and our gears start to shift towards season 3, things will look a little bit different on that season. And so we've already started to make those changes. So there you go. Timmy Lewis looking like he's going to be the top qualifier tonight, and Hunter Lagoon right there in second. Johnny Evans in the third. So there's 3 of your top 4, and then Patrick Day there in 5th. So all inside the top 5. So it's going to be a dogfight all night long between those drivers for sure. So we're going to get the grid lined up for you guys here on that front row, and this is a great opportunity to talk to some of these drivers, and we'll talk to your top 4 drivers in this series, and one of them, Gian, the 27 of Hunter Lagoons, one of the final 4 drivers tonight. Congratulations for making the final round here. Best man out there, best finishing spot is going to take home this championship. How do you approach tonight and stay calm throughout all of this?
Just got to keep a level head. Play your cards right. Don't bring your stuff up too hard because you're trying to catch the guy who's leading the championship. You can't do that. You know what I mean? I guess just coming to the night, kind of expecting, I don't know, nothing really. You got to know what you're doing and how to. I don't know.
Well, that's definitely a testament to how well of a driver you are in that 27. You're a new driver. You've got new drivers that you're racing around, and you've done what a lot of people kind of struggle to do when it's the first time into a series, and you've made it into the Final Four here, and walking away with a championship in your very first start with the Tarmac Esports. That's something hard to do, and it's going to be tough tonight. You've got 3 others that are hungry out there for a championship. We'll definitely keep a close eye on that 27 tonight. Good luck to you.
Yep, thank you.
So that's the Hunter Lagoons, the 27. Definitely keep a close eye on him. Another guy you want to keep a close eye on, and that is the 24, Patrick Day, one of the top 4 here. Patrick, we just talked to Hunter about how do you approach this night? Keep yourself calm. We asked the same thing to you. How do you approach this night? How do you stay calm whenever stakes are so high?
Number one priority is to stay clean. So a lot of give and take for me early in the race, at least for the first half. Second priority is hopefully we go long green flag runs. Try to keep the cautions down to a minimum. I'd love to see it go green flag the whole way. I think I have a pretty good strategy for that situation. But we'll see. We'll have to play it by ear, see how the race plays out, see how hard the guys are racing around me, and just make decisions as we go. Just try to keep it clean.
Right, there you go. He's looking for his first championship on the season. Good luck to you.
Appreciate it, Ryan.
One of your other drivers in this field, Johnny Evans in the 14. He's going after a championship as well. Johnny, when things are very much at stake right now at a place like Phoenix, how do you keep your stuff cool? And how do you go after this when you've got 3 others that are hungry for it?
I have no idea. Try to keep it clean as much as I can. Save tire. Hopefully there's a long green flag run. I don't know. Because I feel like I'm better on the long run, but I don't know.
Well, it should be interesting to watch you. It's been interesting watching you throughout the season. Again, you got 3 other hungry ones out there. It's going to be a fun one. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. And
I totally cut him off early. I do apologize. We cut the radio off just when he was talking. We're going to talk to the next driver here. That is going to be Timmy Lewis in the 41. Timmy Lewis with the 41 going after his first championship in the Tarmac Esports Truck Series. Timmy, things are very high stakes tonight. How do we keep ourselves cool? And how do you go after that championship when you got 3 other hungry drivers around you?
I'm just going to hopefully run my race and be able to just, stay out of the stuff and kind of just have my own little race like I normally do. And hopefully in the end we'll be there. That was honestly my fastest lap I've ever ran here. So I'm kind of a little nervous to be starting on the pole, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, we're rooting for you on this side. I picked you to take the win and take the championship. Good luck tonight. Keep it cool out there.
Thank you.
All right, another driver we want to talk to, and that's going to be the 94 of Paul Fly. He's ran very well this season. Did not make the final round of 4. But, Paul, we're bringing you up here because we definitely want to personally thank you for the sponsorship through John Betlam Heating and Cooling. If it wasn't for them, it'd be a struggle. A little bit more money was going to have to be paid by the drivers, and that kind of cut down on things. So we greatly appreciate you and that sponsorship.
Yeah, of course. I'm always happy to do that. I know we'll probably be back on board next year with John Betlam as well. Always like to help out everybody in this. Chris gives us a fun place to race every Wednesday night. Even the ones that aren't broadcasted, we still do it throughout the summertime. And, for us real racers, we do it when we can, but it's still a good time for us to come in here and do it. So trying to help pay back a little bit and say thanks to everybody else, and good luck to the championship for tonight. We'll see what happens with those guys.
It's going to be fun. About to go green flag. Good luck to you also in the 94.
Thank you.
All right. We're ready to go green flag that quick. As soon as I get off pit road here, we're stacking them up and we're ready to go green flag for the final time in Season 2 of the Tarmac Esports Truck Series. It's been fun, but this is the last start of Season 2. Timmy Lewis, Hunter Lagoons on your front row.
Green flag, green flag.
Clear for the very first lap here at Phoenix with Timmy Lewis grabbing the race lead, crossing the stripe with that first lap across there, and that's where he wants to be whenever we hit one lap on lap 150. But you got other drivers right behind him. Hunter Lagoons would love to get that victory and win the championship. Kyle Wellman still looking for a win on this here in the 42. Where can he find himself tonight? Johnny Evans, 14. Championship driver right behind the 42. And it's a good note to note here that your leader, Timmy Lewis and Johnny Evans, if you don't know this, they are teammates together. But also Hunter Lagoons and Kyle Wellman here, they are teammates. So how will teammates play out? Maybe a little bit more in favor for Hunter Lagoons with Kyle Wellman not in the final four versus the other two are on the same team and racing for a championship. Right behind them, you've got Ryan Palmer, and you also got 20 of Nick Galusha. He's Season 1 champion. Came up a lap and a half short from making these final four, and they find himself in just a position just to run and try to get a win tonight. Patrick Day, we talked to him at the start of this green flag here. Take it easy. Take it easy on the first initial start here. 5 laps in, and he is kind of hoping for a long time run in this one, and very little caution flags in this one. Timmy Lewis jumps out to a early lead at a 1.6 second lead. Timmy Lewis in that 41 machine. Galusha able to get by the inside. Sorry, that was Ryan Palmer to the inside of the 42. So they're going to battle side by side. That's Ryan Palmer and Kyle Wellman. Going to kind of open up the door for Nick Galusha to get underneath. Get hung out there on that outside, and it's be a little tricky to get back down. But man, the 42 is doing a very good job battling on the outside of Ryan Palmer, trying to pinch him down in the turns. And the 42 will prevail over the 10. 10 going to have to chuck back in behind him, and a little contact there. Got the 42 a little loose. Early contact between Ryan Palmer and Kyle Wellman. All clear. Johnny Evans right here, right behind Nick Galusha's teammate. Take a look at Nick Galusha here. Camera board right there on the back fender. Trying to get underneath that 42 there. Kyle Wellman. Right now, Timmy Lewis is checked out from this field. A 3-second gap. Oh, that tail right there. It gets a little loose. And that one gives it up to the 14 of Johnny Evans. Through that little dog leg, it gets a little slick. And the 20 is starting to fall backwards a little bit in this one. Well, Timmy Lewis out front right now. He's got a 3.1 second lead over everybody else. He is saying, this is my championship, but can he hold that pace over an entire fuel run? We're only 11 laps in on this run, and Ryan Palmer doing very well. He was able to get by Hunter Lagoons, and he is up into the second position. He was a driver last week that could have potentially won, but got taken out by a lap car of Frank Klein. Frank Klein, of course, suspended from this race, cannot race tonight. His future with the Tarmac Esports Series is hanging in the balance right now. That has not been decided for Season 3. But took him out, took Ryan Palmer out. Ryan Palmer had a fast truck last week. Could have made the Final Four if he could have won. And right here, he's running in second. He's looking pretty fast. And he's actually a little bit faster than Timmy Lewis right now and starting to catch him. Hunter Lagoons in the 27. Running third, kind of consistently right here. He said he was going to take it easy too. Save your stuff. Seems like that's what he is trying to do. 4 seconds back, 4.2 seconds back from your race leader. It's definitely Ryan Palmer and Timmy Lewis right now that's running good times, but Ryan Palmer is absolutely fast right now. You look at the last lap times, and they pop out there every once in a while, and you can see it there. He is almost a second faster, or a tenth of a second faster than Timmy Lewis. And Kyle Wellman into the wall.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
We have our first caution flag of the day. We will check that one out. First caution lap on lap 15. Kyle Wellman goes around, tried to save it, went up into the outside wall. Nick Galusha may have tapped him a little bit there, but let's take a look at it. Oh, another car back here in the back kind of T-bones him. Okay, it's another look here. Kyle Wellman. Just some close racing there, and take a look at the take a look one more time with Kyle Wellman here. See him down there. And maybe the 14. Here's a look with the 14. Gets up the track just a little bit there. And around goes the 42. Take a look at Nick Galusha when this happened. On board with Nick Galusha. Contact there. Another good shot we have with you is Patrick Day here. Championship driver. Maybe we'll have that for you. Easy peasy for him to get underneath that. So we've seen our first caution flag of the day on lap 14. And there is your pit stops. We did have Hunter Lagoons that decided to come down and get some fresh Goodyears. So he has used one of his pit stops. Grant Clark from 8th on back has stopped as well. So Timmy Lewis still not ready to pit. Ryan Palmer there on his outside. The 14 of Johnny Evans and Byron Gay there in the 11. In the 4th position, Hunter Lagoons with the freshest tires in that fifth position.
Green flag, green flag.
Gay drops to the bottom side of the raceway to get underneath Ryan Palmer and try to take away that second position from him. And Palmer battling hard onto the outside to try to take that spot back from Byron Gay, and he will do that. And now Hunter Lagoons puts a lot of pressure on Byron Gay in the 11. Hunter Lagoons on the fresher tires. Everybody else in front of him. Hunter Lagoons will get that pass on the 11. This guy going to work on the 11 is going to be Johnny Evans there in the 14. Here's your biggest movers. Byron Gay up 9. Paul Negus there up 10. Johnny Evans going to try to outside to get around the 11. Full contact there. Byron Gay able to hold on to that. 14 washes way up in that turn. Here comes the 24 of Patrick Day, going to get around the 11 as well. So 11 moving backwards after the initial restart of this thing. Now Hunter Lagoon is going to try to track down that second place car of Ryan Palmer. And Ryan Palmer trying to track down his teammate Timmy Lewis there in first place. Kyle Smith back here in the 7th position, doing a pretty good job inside the top 10, as well as Daniel Quigley and Grant Clark inside top 10. Grant Clark under a little pressure there by the 77 of Sean Smith. Sean Smith was a winner of one of the races this year. He made the playoffs. Didn't advance out of the round of 12. Sean Smith will take away that position from Grant Clark and move Sean Smith up into the 9th spot. Ryan Palmer starting to close the gap on Timmy Lewis, now 0.3 of a second. It was about a half a second back, and he is closing. Ryan Palmer has maybe saved a little bit better tires than Timmy Lewis, and what will Timmy Lewis learn from this? Or is Timmy Lewis completely fine with how he's driving the car right now? Been fast early. Has led every bit of this lap, 24 laps in. See Patrick Day starting to close into the back bumper of the 14. That is a race for the 4th position if Patrick Day is able to get around him. So Hunter Lagoons currently has the pressure tires by about 11 laps right now, and he is just in front of these two. These all three are championship drivers, and Timmy Lewis currently leading the race as the 14 gets up a little high, and the 24 is going to look underneath to try to take that position away, and he'll tuck back in line. Ryan Palmer had closed to Timmy Lewis, and really has not gained since then. He just kind of riding where he's at. And that could be planned with teammates back here, Timmy Lewis and Ryan Palmer. I imagine Ryan Palmer would love to get a victory here. Hasn't had a victory since Daytona, very first race of the season. Currently for Season 3, we have 17 drivers that have committed to come back, as we will continue to wait to see what the full roster will look like, but there will be some new guys out there. Just like this season, we've seen a lot of new guys come in, Hunter Lagoons being one of those that made the playoffs, and we'll see some new guys that will enter into the Tarmac Season 3. Patrick Day's got a lot of pressure on the 27 now. You can see Johnny Evans was able to get around the 27. Hunter Lagoons has the pressure tires right now, but a little bit slower than these guys that's on some older tires. That could be by design, trying to save those tires towards the longer of this run, thinking that maybe we will see a long run here. Kyle Smith starting to close in on these three in front. Kyle Smith up into the 6th position. Both Nick Galusha, Kyle Wellman, and Paul Fly are all in the pits still, having some issues. These 3 championship drivers are just kind of keeping themselves together right now. The only one that is anywhere different than these 3 is Timmy Lewis. And since the start of this race, he has comfortably been about 3 seconds in front of these 3 drivers here. And that's what he is right now, back from Johnny Evans. Timmy Lewis, 3-second lead, and has led 33 laps of the 150 laps in this one. See, Patrick Day, they're able to take away the position from Johnny Evans, so now he'll have his sights set on the 14, and 24 felt like he had the truck to beat on a long run. So keep an eye on those times as it comes across the board there. There was Patrick Day at 27.7, and he is faster right now than Timmy Lewis by about 0.2 of a second. 24 now underneath the 14 to try to take another spot away. 14 has battled really hard with drivers on the outside. He will do well here, have a good run down the front. Ryan Palmer got all the way up to Timmy Lewis, and now he is starting to fall off just a little bit, now almost 0.6 of a second back from Timmy Lewis. Timmy Lewis is absolutely knocking down some really good lap times, and consistent is the big word that I would want to use with Timmy Lewis. His consistency has been really well for Timmy Lewis, currently over 37 laps. Turns there a 27.9, of course a little bit slower than Patrick Day. Now that Patrick Day is able to get around the 14, let's keep an eye on that tick right there at 3.3 seconds back from Timmy Lewis. We'll see how much the 24 has saved tires here, and we'll start to run down Timmy Lewis. So it seemed like when they were lined up, those 3, maybe the 24 was the fastest. He was just buying his time to get around, because now you can see that gap between those 3 trucks have grown quite a bit. They're no longer tight together. Ryan Palmer continues to still drop. Now he's about 0.7 off of the race leader there in second. You see Patrick Day has made up 0.2 already on your race leader. Ryan Palmer now half a second back from Timmy Lewis. Close eye on that as he starts to gain momentum back to Timmy Lewis. So 41 laps in, and we're starting to see a little bit of a fall off here by Timmy Lewis. As you can see, Ryan Palmer's kind of been right there hanging, but you can see Patrick Day at 2.9. He has dropped about 0.4 of a second here over the last 5-6 laps or so. And so that is the difference right now. But, man, he was fast when it was right out of the gate. And if this thing comes down to a green, white, checkered finish or something like that, or just a short run, 41 was fast. But he was up front, had some clean air. What would happen if that 41 got back in some dirty air? Would it change things a little bit? A lot of times it does. Timmy Lewis looking to find himself a first championship in the Tarmac Esports Truck Series. Of course, this is only our second year. First year went to Nick Galusha, his teammate. And so him and the 41 and Johnny Evans trying to keep that in their team. The Tarmac Esports Championships. The Hunter Lagoons, 4.7 back, and has the fresher tires of the guys in front, but starts to find himself falling back a little bit here. Again, it's hard to tell if it's design or if they're just not as fast. That lap by Ryan Palmer and Patrick Day, the only ones that dropped into the 22nd mark per lap. See Kyle Wellman out of this thing, involved in an early accident there. He's 30 laps down, still sitting in the pits, probably giving some advice to his teammate Hunter Lagoons back there in the 5th position. Paul Flyett's in the pits as well. He's probably giving some advice to his teammates as well. Part of the Rat Bastards there. Timmy Lewis and Johnny Evans involved in. There's the gap back to the 24 of Patrick Day. He is closing that gap. He is now 2.5 seconds back from the race lead, so he is closing the gap from Ryan Palmer here and getting there in a hurry. Go on board with Timmy Lewis. Patrick Day back here, crossing the line. So now that lap time over the last couple laps has kind of equalized just a little bit. See there, the lap times not too far off. 27.997 for Patrick Day and Timmy Lewis at a 28.068. So we have not seen a caution since lap 14 of this thing. That's when our first caution flag flew. Hunter Lagoons was one of our drivers that decided to pit. Then from 8th on back with Grant Clark, they decided to pit. Those drivers are going to have to pit. First is going to be Timmy Lewis, Ryan Palmer, Johnny Evans, Hunter Lagoons. Hunter Lagoons already pitted, sorry. He'll be 11 laps behind them. The last couple laps, you can see ticker really went down. Now we are at 2 seconds back. That's Patrick Day and Timmy Lewis now at 2 seconds back. And Palmer still running consistently well there in that second position. He's got a truck tonight to potentially win this thing, and it would be a huge confidence boost, especially after having a great truck last weekend and then coming here and having a great truck. All right, we are going to step away for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here at Phoenix to track what's going on. We're on lap 53 here.
In a world where being at your peak is everything, one gas station dares to fuel more than just your car. This summer, don't just fill your gas tank, fuel your peak potential.
Hi, Cheryl. What got into you?
Download the Sunoco app today. Fuel up, save up, and fuel your best.
When it comes to heating and cooling, at John Betlam, we promise to take the utmost care. We'll make sure your repair's done right and any new installation is perfect. It's how we've done business since 1941. Our customers, you, are our priority. And when you need us, we're ready to help. It's our promise. So that's why there's something important that you should know. Did you know there are 2 heating and cooling companies here in Rochester that share a similar name? Betlam. And that's confusing. So make sure when you search for us online, you look for John Betlam. It's easy to confuse, so whenever you need us, be sure to search for and call John Betlam. Because it's my grandfather, John Betlam, who taught us to work hard, do a great job, and take care of all of our customers. And of course, there's only one phone number you'll ever need to remember.
Call 271-8888. John Betlam Heating and Cooling.
All right, welcome back. We are still under green flag conditions, but we have a new race leader, and that is Ryan Palmer. Timmy Lewis went in for a scheduled green flag pit stop, so nothing wrong there with Timmy Lewis that has led majority of this race. He has surrendered the lead over to Ryan Palmer. Patrick Day runs in that second position, has closed that gap by a lot now, 0.8 of a second away from the lead. Timmy Lewis able to make that pit stop, but he is 1 lap down, so he's going to have to wait for everybody else to cycle through, potentially get that lap back. So we'll see how all of this shakes out onto the track. There you go. You got the 10. Took over the race lead from Timmy Lewis after he pits, and there is the 24. So currently right now, if the championship would be decided right now, the Patrick Day would be your champion, and Johnny Evans would come up 1 spot short with Hunter Lagoons. And now that Timmy has made that pit stop, he is 1 lap down. You can see right there is where he comes across the stripe, and there is where Timmy Lewis is currently 1 lap down. Going to have a little bit of traffic he's going to have to navigate through, being faster, and he goes across the stripe. The longer that Patrick Day stays out there, time he's giving up. Question is, how far can that 24 go? 61 laps in of a 150 lap race. So if you're looking at potentially making this a 1-stop race, you're looking on lap 75 to pit here, if you can stretch it that far. Patrick Day looking underneath the race lead. Not able to do it this time. Right now, if you was to look at times, Timmy Lewis is about 0.7 of a second faster than these guys right now that's out here on the Speedway. We are closing in on the halfway of this race. We are about 10 laps away from that. And the big question is, are some of these drivers looking for a one-stop race? Now that Timmy Lewis has already stopped, and it was pretty early, you venture to guess that he probably is not going to be able to make it another time. He's going to have to wait on maybe a yellow, or if this thing goes green all the way, then he's going to have to stop under green flag conditions, and that would be pretty rough. Right now, he is now 1 second faster than these guys right now, so Timmy Lewis doing a little different strategy here, and you can see the 24 is on a different strategy. Johnny Evans and Hunter Lagoons, as of right now, seems like they're all on the same kind of strategy. 24 now looking underneath the 10. 24 would really love to clear that 10. He gets loose there on the exit there of 4. I tell you, he is fast, but it seems to struggle when he catches a guy to try to get around him, and just being a little careful, of course. Now he's to the inside, may have a run down this stretch, and not quite. Gonna have a lap traffic here coming up on Chris Miller, the 69. Let's see what the 69 does here. We ride on board with Patrick Day. 69 will go to the top side and let these guys by. And they're able to get around Chris Miller there. Now about 1.2 seconds is the difference between your race leader and who was the race leader. Timmy Lewis made a early pit stop, and you can see the strategy here. It looks like these guys are going for a one-stop pit stop. Patrick Day, Johnny Evans, and Hunter Lagoons. See there's Timmy Lewis. He's trying to get back up here and get his lap back from 24. That's how much he has caught back up to him. We're going to see some green flag pit stops happening here in the next 3 laps or so. Byron Kay is down pit road now at lap 72. He tried to make it to the 75 mark and just a little bit short. Will these other guys make it? Patrick seems to be content right now, riding behind Ryan Palmer. We'll jump to the outside. Ryan Palmer will come down for pit stop, and he will surrender the race lead to the 24. So move Patrick Day up to the race lead, and Timmy Lewis starting to close that gap now to try to get his lap back. Right now, the 24 is liking what he sees, knowing that he can make it all the way, and Timmy Lewis is not going to be able to make it all the way. He's going to have to rely on a caution flag late in this thing. As we've seen one caution flag in this thing, and last week we seen one caution flag, so it very well could happen again. All right, Palmer exiting pit road. We're on lap 76. Patrick Day still not ready to pit yet. Hunter Lagoon's able to get around Johnny Evans here late in this run. Johnny Evans now goes down pit road. Looks like we may see 24 pit this time by, and not yet. There's Hunter Lagoons running second, as about 11 laps longer than everybody else. Johnny Evans is left pit road. Johnny Evans with a pretty quick stop at a 14.7. Johnny Evans a little bit faster on pit road than Timmy Lewis. Timmy Lewis a little slower. As far as his pit stop goes, now time on pit road is actually a little bit faster. So Timmy Lewis back on the lead lap. We have just 6 cars on the lead lap now. Patrick Day, Hunter Lagoons, Kyle Smith, Sean Smith, Grant Clark, and Timmy Lewis. Kyle Smith, Sean Smith, should say Hunter Lagoons, Kyle Smith, Sean Smith, Grant Clark. All can go about 11 laps further than Patrick Day. Double check the pit stops here. Okay, so Patrick Day did stop with the rest of those guys, so he can go about 11 laps further than some of these other guys. So yes, he is looking to make this a one-stop go at it. We got a car maybe around. That's Daniel Quigley. And he will save it and we'll stay green flag. Quigley about calls the caution flag there. Going around, he saves it down on the inside and we continue on. Which is a teammate of the 24. Not exactly what he would want to see. He does not want to see a caution flag right now. 83 laps in of 150 laps. We are over the halfway point in this final round here. Patrick Day leading the way. Hunter Lagoon 6 seconds back from Patrick Day. See those guys going down pit road. It's Kyle Smith, Sean Smith, Hunter Lagoon's now down pit road. Get that thing under control. He was coming down there hot. Check and see if he was speeding down pit road. It's 27. Hunter Lagoons in to make service. Move Grant Clark up into the second position now. Canis Racing running 1-2. Here's Timmy Lewis. He's going to take over that spot from Hunter Lagoons. There it is. To move Timmy Lewis up into the third spot. Patrick Day now in on pits. Last week made a mistake on pit road. Speeding down pit road. Cost him the race. He does not want that to happen again. He's going to try to make stop in his box, make it a clean stop here for the 24. The Grant Clark, his teammates in. And a good stop for the 24. So that will surrender the lead back over to Timmy Lewis. That has led a lot of this race early on. He made an early pit stop here, and so he is going to have to stop again. These guys are just now stopping. Caution flag flies out on the speedway. It's going to catch some guys down pit road. Doesn't look like it's going to affect our championship drivers. Timmy Lewis, Johnny Evans, Patrick Day, and Hunter Lagoons currently good, but we do have caution flag out on the speedway. And we'll have to check and see exactly what happened, because iRacing is not giving us anything. Now iRacing is giving us that Logan Coe potentially crashed up to the pits. Timmy Lewis now going to make his pit stop. Let's take another look at it. Oh, he hits the inside rubber there. Let's take another look at that. See what happened there. There's the 98. I'm not sure what happened there. Let's take a look on board with Logan Coe here. This thing just got out from underneath him. Dropping RPMs, so that is the reason for our caution. Logan Coe brings out the caution here. And that is not what that man right there, the 24, liked to see. He did not like to see that. He felt that he'd have to do another stop, and Timmy Lewis, which was really fast early on. Now, of course, Timmy Lewis having to pit. He will restart behind Patrick Day here. This is going to be wild here towards the end of this thing. Hunter Lagoons, Patrick Day, Timmy Lewis, Ryan Palmer, Johnny Evans. So, out of your top 5, all 4 of them are right up there. 8 drivers that's on the lead lap. 9 drivers on the lead lap after the wave around. So Hunter Lagoons will be your race leader there, with Patrick Day in second. Timmy Lewis will start on the inside of row number 2. Got 60 laps here to go.
Green flag, green flag.
Hunter Lagoons gets a really good start, as well does Timmy Lewis, and now Timmy Lewis out in front of the 24. So And everyone knows the 24 or the 41 was really fast. Now the 24 jumps to the outside, says maybe I shouldn't let this guy get out in front of me, because it is tough to pass. So the 24 jumps to the outside of the 41. Hunter Lagoon's currently your race leader. 42, 24 seem to be the class of the field tonight and have had the stronger trucks. 24 will make it by the 41.
All right, man. Caution is out.
And
Caution
we
is
have
out.
another caution flag out on the Speedway. It's going to be Sean Smith involved in an accident. Probably a single car spin if we was to guess, with some fresh tires. Let's take a look at it. Round he goes there in that first turn. Let's take another look at it. Well, maybe a little help there by the 52. 52 of Paul Negus. Turning the 77 around. Under caution flag for only the third time today. But we don't anticipate anyone stopping here. Unless you're back in the back here, maybe. You got Byron Gay, Daniel Quigley's going to stop. The lap 93, we see another caution. So now we wait for a restart here to ensue. On lap 94, we'll let these guys go. Or, I'm sorry, 95. Probably get to 1 to go this time by... Yes, lights are out on the iRacing pace car. So we're ready to go green flag once again. Now, your front row. Logan, Hunter Lagoons, and Patrick Day. And Timmy Lewis. This is exactly what it looked like last time, but the 24 did not get a good read on that start for the 27.
Green flag.
Ryan Palmer going to try to jump to the outside of 77, getting loose back here in the back of the field. He does go around. Will he get things going before we get back around to him? So everything good. Sean Smith able to enter pit lane without anything. Yeah, holding on to it there, Timmy Lewis. He gets a little loose there on the inside. And that opens up the door for the 24. Ryan Palmer to the outside of Timmy Lewis now. Ryan Palmer scrapes the outside wall. Now you got the 14 right on the high heels of the 10. Ryan Palmer now looking to the outside of the 41. He's going to try to take that position away from his teammate. And he's going to do it. Move the 10 car of Ryan Palmer up into the 3rd position. So Hunter Lagoons grabs the race lead now. So we've seen Timmy Lewis up front leading. We've seen Patrick Day up front leading. We've seen Hunter Lagoons now up front leading this thing. So 3 of the 4 drivers in tonight's final championship round has been up front leading. Palmer gets loose there on that turn. You can see the sparks come off the back of that truck. Day right to the back bumper, the 27 now. It's one thing getting there. It's another thing getting around them. And now the 10 gonna potentially look underneath the 24 there momentarily. Ryan Palmer's been fast today. Hunter Lagoons trying to hold on to the race lead. Now under 50 laps to go to crown our champion here. We haven't really seen Johnny Evans up here contending for the race lead yet. I know he's capable, but he just doesn't seem to have the truck just yet. With Phoenix being the premier destination to have your Final Four, you want to be good here at Phoenix, and it seems like these cars, these trucks have done it well. They know what they're doing right now. They're running in a group. And Patrick Day gets to the inside, but then there's nothing he can do to get by him. See the 41 now underneath the 10. Seems like Patrick Day just wants to kind of stay right there with Hunter Lagoons right now. As earlier in this run, Hunter Lagoons kind of fell off and Patrick Day was able to kind of run away from this thing. And, you know, he's really pressuring the back bumper of the 27 right now. And there's a little gap back to the 10 of Ryan Palmer. And then you got Timmy Lewis and Johnny Evans that are in contention for this championship. And this group, you can tell they put their homework in. And with Ryan Palmer in there, because you look at this top 5, they have a 4.6 second gap over Byron Gay. Nobody else close. So this is going to come down to these drivers right here to settle this one here at Phoenix. And the 10 would like nothing more than to pick up a victory over these guys and let them settle it from second on back. 24 now down to the inside, and again, gets down there, not able to make the pass. Now the 41 back to the inside of the 10. He's trying to make that pass. You can see just how hard it is to complete the pass, as now he has to tuck back in behind the 10. So definitely right now you can tell that the 41 and the 24 are both faster than the cars in front of them, but are not able to get around them. So the big question is, which driver gets around which guy first? Because that's going to be crucial. 24 gets around 27 first, then, well, he's probably going to run off with something here. While we say that, the 10 starts to close back into the back bumper there, as the 24 is trying to everything he could to get around Hunter Lagoons, having to back off of it and recompose himself and go back at it. See them lap times as they come across. Very equal between Hunter Lagoons and Patrick Day that time by. Hunter, looks like Ryan Palmer there on the outside. And no, Timmy Lewis not able to get down there. At a moment there. Not able to complete the pass. Good run there by the 24 right to the back bumper of the 27. '41 had a moment there once again on Ryan Palmer, just not able to get around him. Ryan Palmer gets into the outside wall there. That may slow up some momentum there for him. Will he be able to hold off the 41 on this charge down to the inside? Lewis down bottom. 10 on the top. They're going to come off. They're side by side, and 41 gets loose. He'll hold on to it, but now that opens up the door for the 14 on the outside. They're going to drag race off of this one here. 41 does not want to give up another position to another teammate. It's so hard to pass, and that is exactly what he's going to do. He tried to force the issue to get underneath Ryan Palmer, and that truck gets loose, and he loses another spot. So move Timmy Lewis back to the 5th position, and there we go. Race lead change. Patrick Day went to the outside. He's going to have this outside working. It seems like that is kind of the preferred lane to get back around him. Hunter Lagoons knows that he can't let that happen right now, so Hunter Lagoons going to battle hard to the inside. Not going to be able to hold it down there, especially in that turn. So now Patrick Day is your race leader as we close in on the end of this thing. 30 more laps to go. So now that the 24 of Patrick Day has got the race lead, can anybody catch him? Our Lagoons gave it away. Ryan Palmer back here in third. Johnny Evans back here in fourth. And Timmy Lewis back here in fifth. Now, that is how it runs. And we know the 24 has been pretty good over a long period of runs. So right now, these guys behind the 24 are probably hoping we see a caution flag as you see the 10 gets loose there on the exit. Holds on to it. So definitely the race is between these top five. You got back here in sixth, but 7 seconds back is Byron Gay. Grant Clark 8 seconds back. Kyle Smith 9 seconds back. And Chris Miller 20 seconds back. Not even close. There's no race there. You basically got a race between 5 trucks up here. Timmy Lewis is now about 2.2 seconds off the pace from Patrick Day. Evans back to the back bumper of the 10 of Ryan Palmer. Trying to take that position away and start to make his charge towards the front. And look at lap times, and Ryan Palmer still locking down some pretty good lap times. Johnny Evans knocking down some good lap times too. So definitely going to be interesting if Johnny Evans is able to get around Ryan Palmer here. Day still your fastest out here on the raceway, which is in the lead and has that clean air. Looks like the 14's got a good run here on the 10. Able to complete the pass down here in turn 1. Or I should say turn 4. It looks like he's going to make his completion right here as he comes into that first turn. Light up the track and be able to take that position away from Ryan Palmer? I don't think so, not yet. Palmer working hard on the outside there. Now the 10 is going to clear Ryan Palmer there. Just enough room. So now we'll check to see what Johnny Evans is able to do here. 2.8 seconds back from the race lead. One to keep an eye on. See if that thing gets smaller or bigger as we go on. Our Lagoons running second, but is not as fast as your race leader and is losing time from him. Right now, that 24 does not want to see a caution. He has come up to lap traffic now, but still, yeah, does not want to see a caution flag. Drivers, give way to your race leader, 24, Patrick Day. cars coming up for Patrick Day is going to be the 69 and the 20 of Nick DeLucia. And of course, Nick DeLucia is going to give way for Patrick Day here. Nick DeLucia is actually a teammate of Johnny Evans back here. So I think that Nick DeLucia would want to run the 24 hard to help his teammate out. We'll see how this all plays out. 20 will just lay over like the 69 did, or Nick DeLucia try to battle him pretty hard here. He goes to the top side, going forward to the bottom side. Down to the bottom now. He's got the momentum here. This plays on the exit of 4. The 20's going to have a little bit of momentum here on the outside. 24 able to stay right there with him. 20 fast on the top side there. So this is slowing Patrick Day up a little bit. 28 threes, and Johnny Evans at a 28-3 as well. So about identical time. So no gain really going on back there. But Patrick's still having a hard time getting by Nick DeLucia here. That's exactly what his teammates wants him to do. Forward, gonna try to clear. Not able to do it, but man, he got up there, and he'll probably clear him down here in turn 4 here. Turn 1-ish. I think. Track, you start to get loose where you're at as the 24 clears Nick DeLucia. Now the track is clear for the 24. But Nick DeLucia did not make that easy for him. And I imagine he won't make it easy on Hunter Lagoons either when Hunter hits that 20 car. Down to the 12 laps to go here, and nobody is pressuring Patrick Day in a 24. Patrick Day, Hunter Lagoons, Johnny Evans, and Timmy Lewis. So your top 4 are your top 4 drivers. So where they finish on the raceway is how this championship is settled. Again, we can't thank our sponsors enough. John Betlam, Heating and Cooling, Game Day Rally Gear, for being on board with us all season long for Season 2. We hope to have them back for Season 3. And that Season 3 is going to come around in the fall of 2025. So you'll hear more about it as we get closer to Season 3. We're about to crown a champion in Season 2. Going to be between Patrick Day, Hunter Lagoons, Johnny Evans, and Timmy Lewis here. With 9 laps to go, it's intimate that Patrick Day could potentially win this championship, providing that there's no caution flag out here. He's got a 2-second lead over Hunter Lagoons. We continue to watch the 24 in a season that has been a great season for the 24. His first season with the Tarmac Esports Truck Series was a very up and down season. A lot of downs, a lot of bad luck. And was not able to capture that championship. He was still in contention towards the end of that thing. Just didn't have enough there at the end because of the bad lucks. And this year has played better for him. He's had luck on his side. Actually won a super speedway this year. One that the 24 does not like to go to, but able to pick up a win there. Had multiple wins on the year. And now looking to pick up another win on the year. With this win, it would seal the championship 24. And Hunter Lagoons would come up one spot short here if this is how it finishes up. But an incredible season for Hunter Lagoons. First season in with the Tarmac Esports Truck Series. His new driver. And to come up in the runner-up spot, that has to be a huge accomplishment. Now 5 more trips around the Speedway for the 24, and he will be your champion this season. Folks, thank you for tuning in over on the YouTube channel all season long. We've seen a lot of viewerships throughout this season. Before tonight, we've seen 5,100 views on the Tarmac Esports Truck Series for Season 2. Huge increase from Season 1. We hope to continue to increase that viewership in Season 3. Nobody faster right now than the one of Patrick Day. Great season coming to a close here. As a 24 had a great season. All 4 of these drivers have had great seasons this year, and this is how it's going to come to a close with these guys, 1, 2, 3, and 4, rightfully so. And Ryan Palmer put a great effort together here in that 10 truck. Going to come home in that 5th position. As we got 2 more trips around for the 24 to be victorious and to be crowned Season 2 Tarmac Esports Truck Series champion. Great job by these drivers keeping it clean in the playoff system. As we are white flag, 1 lap to go, presented by Game Day Rally Gear. The 24 is looking to exit these final turns and become Season 2 champion of Tarmac Esports Truck Series. Got 1 more to navigate through here. And you're going to see that 24 in victory lane once again this season. And he is exiting the final turn. The 24 is going to be your Season 2 Tarmac Esports Truck Series champion. Hunter Lagoon's going to come up 1 spot short. Johnny Evans going to come up in the 3rd position. Timmy Lewis in the 4th position. Great outing for Ryan Palmer in the 5th position. Grant Clark with a 6th place finish for him. Good one for him. Byron Gay 7th, 8th was Kyle Wellman. 9th was Chris Miller. And Paul Negus in the 10th spot. When we'll come back, we've got your top 3 drivers. We're going to talk to those, and you'll get your words from your Season 2 champion. All right, welcome back, race fans. We just finished another season here as well. The 24 victorious gets the win here at Phoenix and is your season 2 champion. See there, side by side there, the 20 of Nick Galusha was season 1 champion, and there you go, 24 of the 2025 season champion. We're going to work on getting interviews here in just a few minutes with these drivers. Hunter Lagoon's coming up one spot short tonight. And Johnny Evans having a good run, but just a little bit short here. All right, let's bring in your first driver tonight, and that's going to be the 14 of Johnny Evans. Comes up just a little bit short here, finishing that third position. Just didn't seem like you had the truck tonight that had the speed versus some of these other guys. What could you have done different tonight to potentially be quicker? Or is there something that you learned that you can take away for next season when we come back here to Phoenix?
Save tire and hopefully have some tire at the end, or practice 600 laps a week. I don't know. I need practice here. I thought I was going to be good, but turns out I was not at all good whatsoever.
So coming up short, you made the Final Four here, and that was fun. Overall, what's your takeaways of the season, and did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, I had a really fun time this year. It just a few wins, a few good runs. Just happy with the performance, and it was good hard racing all season, and just fun. I don't know.
Well, we enjoyed watching you throughout the season. Congratulations on that third place finish tonight. Coming up just a little short here in this one, but you'll be back next year for season 3, and we'll be excited to watch you.
Thank you, and can I thank some people?
Absolutely, go right ahead.
I want to thank you first for broadcasting all season. It was a good broadcast. That's about it, actually.
I want to thank some people. I want to thank you, and that's about it. I love it, Johnny. I love talking to you because it's just you never know what you're going to get from you, and it was good watching you throughout the season. Thanks for the kind words.
Yeah, no problem. See you next.
All right, let's talk to your next driver here, and that is going to be Hunter Lagoons. Hunter Lagoons here in the 27. Comes up just a little bit short. Man, first reactions from you, like coming up short. What could you have done differently?
Hope that Patrick Day wasn't in the playoffs. I don't know. Not much I could do. I mean, I tried my best. I mean, oh well, I guess. But, I'll be honest. I feel like this has been like the entire season. Coming up just a little bit short. But, oh well. I'm not going to complain about it. Pretty good season, so. Oh, yeah. I mean, for the most part, it was pretty fun. Not really much to complain about, honestly. I mean, I felt like you guys, it was my first season. I mean, I enjoyed running. Not sure, though. I mean, like I said, I don't really have anything to complain about, so. Yep, see you.
Oh, Ryan, it feels so awesome. It's been a great year for me. I think everything went pretty perfect for me, really, to make this happen. And it wasn't easy, I'll tell you that. Hunter Lagoons gave me a run for my money there. I honestly didn't think I was going to get him on that last run, but I was running him hard after that last green flag there, and I decided just to stay off, conserve my tires, hope that his wore out more than mine, and then make my move when I felt that he was worn out enough. And that's what happened, and that's what I did. And then once I got the clean air, just kind of rode away there. Thank Nick, as I came up on him there, he ran me hard but clean, trying to give Johnny and those guys a chance to pull me back in. That was fun. But I appreciate him running me clean during that time. That was awesome. But yeah, I mean, how about this, guys? Right, last season, we had second, third, and fourth place running at the end, last race there, and what did they do? They finished first, second, third, and here we go. Top four in this race, finished first, second, third, and fourth, and it's awesome. And I know you don't have Timmy in here. Make sure you get an interview with Timmy for this if he's still in Discord. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what it was. After you get about 15 laps in the run, and we lose about probably 7/10 of a second on our lap times. Really, the only way to pass anybody in turn 1 and 2 was on the outside and get a run on them going down that back stretch there. You can pass them on the inside of 3 and 4 if they weren't down there. It would be hard to pass on the outside of 3 and 4. So it really was hard to set up passes on these guys throughout the race. I appreciate the lappers giving way when they needed to. Appreciate the team players, running clean but hard. It was an awesome race. It really was. Oh yeah, I had a heck of a lot of fun. The caliber of drivers we have in here, it really made me work for what I got. So that just makes it that more sweet to pull this out and win this championship and represent Miller Time Motorsports and Tarmac Esports as a champion. Um, Appreciate you, Ryan, for broadcasting all season. It was awesome. Appreciate the viewers for coming out watching. Spread the word. Try to get more viewers for next season. It's going to be bigger and better things next year. Appreciate all the drivers coming out all season. We had pretty good turnouts all the way through, so that was awesome. And appreciate Chris Miller definitely for being the league owner and working so hard to make this league happen. We really appreciate it. Look forward to running with these guys over the summer, gentlemen. Be looking for some polls on Facebook to where we want to run for fun during the summer. Look forward to seeing you guys running on the real racetracks, and look forward to seeing you back next October for season 3. Appreciate it, Ryan.
Yeah, it sucks because it ultimately just comes down to pitting really, and when you pit and everything. And I feel like I kind of screwed myself when those guys pit on like lap 15 or 16 there, whatever it was, and it just kind of put me on a different schedule than I definitely think in the long run when I was out in the clear track just running my line and everything, I definitely was probably the car to beat, but things happen and it plays out the way it's going to play out, and it sucks that I ended up fourth, but glad to be able to keep it clean and still there in the end so I could at least, try for it in case anything happened. Oh, I enjoyed it for sure. Definitely was really fun. I mean, I love doing this every Wednesday. Kind of look forward to it at this point because, us guys, we race in real life. So it's just something we do for fun, but we definitely do take it serious in a way because, it's just kind of our passion and what we love to do. So I definitely had a good time this season and love racing with all these guys. I feel like, in a way, I somewhat earned a lot more respect from everyone this year because like I said before, I'm just kind of the quiet one who stays out of most of it. And I think a lot of guys gave me respect for that, which was nice. So a lot of people ran me clean. And ultimately, I had a good year. I had a lot of wins, had a lot of good finishes. Just was always there competing when I needed to be. And it felt good to at least, still be in the top four and running for the championship in the last race. Yeah, for sure. I like that. That was fun. It was cool getting together with you guys and doing all that. And thank you again, obviously, for everything you do every year for us. We love watching this, and we love that we get to be a part of it. And hopefully, it'll be a thing for years to come. You too, as well. Thank you.
Yeah, I got to go. Oh, I mean, it's hard to believe that it's over. First of all, I mean, you start the season, you think it's so long, and then, I mean, here we are. We're at the end, and we're 16 weeks through, and I don't think we could ask for a better playoffs and a better championship. I mean, seeing them guys finish 1, 2, 3, 4 like that is, I mean, it's pretty classic, really. I thought it even started out that way when they all qualified in the top five. So, small field tonight, but them guys definitely deserve the championship. And I can't, I mean, thank everybody, yourself and every driver in this league on how successful this season was. Sounds good. I can't wait. You know, I'm looking forward to a little break here, but can't wait to see what season 3 brings.